Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Debbie Bernstein back in the kitchen whipping up another great meal. We're making halibut ceviche served with a strawberry and spinach salad with candied walnuts, and for dessert, lime mousse. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community, so grab a chair and get comfortable. We have another great meal for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Maria Prekachis, and I'm always excited to have this friend of mine back in the house, as we like to say. Debbie Bernstein, welcome. So excited to have you.
Thanks for having me again. I'm excited too.
Well, and you look gorgeous in pink, I must say.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
Today, ceviche, lime mousse. Tell me what we're making and why you chose these dishes.
Just kind of a hot day. You don't want to use the oven, but you still want to be able to put something on the table. And this is kind of what I threw together.
So let's talk about the ingredients. Let's start with the lime mousse. You know, in France, dessert first.
Right. Well, you want to make sure to have room for dessert. Don't
Yeah,
want to fill up on dinner.
So lime mousse, tell me about the ingredients for this.
So we have sweetened condensed milk, cream cheese, whipped cream, some fresh lime juice, and then we're going to garnish it with raspberries and lime slices and some more of the whipped cream at the end.
And you are the gadget lady. You love your gadgets. So you turned me on to the lime squeezer.
Love that.
Yeah, I mean, because lemons you can do with a normal squeezer that is for lemons, but limes
because
are
they're
hard.
so small, you just don't get enough out of it. With a lime squeezer, you really just get like every drop of
It
lime. And I
changed my
hand
life.
squeeze all my juice. I don't have.
Of course you do.
The Gadget Queen does not have an electric juicer.
What? I know my mom had an electric lemon juicer, which was great, but it was just you got to get a little bit of that, elbow grease into it.
Right.
So. Let's start with that, and then we're going to go on to halibut ceviche after that. Again, you get your protein, but you don't have to cook it.
Correct. And actually it does cook, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm going to set the halibut aside, and let's start on the lime mousse because you want your cream cheese to be soft.
Yeah, leave it out for maybe an hour or two.
Okay.
Won't go bad. And you know that I'm all about the one bowl recipes.
Yes, we love that.
So it's not really a food processor recipe, but I just turned it into that. Because now I only have one thing to clean, and I don't have to mix. You don't have to use your arms.
See, that's why I love having you here. Very, very easy and always great. So what do we start with?
We start with the cream cheese.
Okay.
And we're just going to basically just throw everything into the food processor, and we're going to let it do the work.
Easy. So you love to cook. You're
do.
empty nesters now, but you had kids that everyone, I always love it, always wanted something different.
Yeah.
So it's like you had to try a million different things to see what they liked and what you went with.
Right. And then we're going to put the sweetened condensed milk.
Okay.
And they have fat-free sweetened condensed milk.
Yeah. It's
not the same.
Not the same?
It's dessert.
Yeah, it is dessert. You don't have to have the whole pie. You can have one slice.
Right.
So
and we're going to put lime juice, so there's all that vitamin C, so it's actually really good for you.
It's healthy. And then the whipped cream, do you whip it yourself?
I made it myself.
Okay, well, of course you did. Yeah.
Whipped cream that comes in a can is a little more watery, so when you put it on a dessert and then serve it, by the time people get to eat it, it's kind of a lumpy mess at the bottom of the plate.
I've noticed that, but I've never really put it together.
But if you whip it yourself, it will look like that for days.
Yeah. Oh,
So we're going to put the fresh lime juice in, and I keep my lime juice in a jar in the fridge so that I always have it ready.
I should do that with lemon juice. I use lemon with so much.
I do too. I love citrus.
I know, it just adds something.
And now I'm just going to let.
Don't tell me that that's it.
That's it.
We love easy. Whee!
All the work done by someone else. So it looks pretty nice.
That is high-powered. Oh, see, I almost did that when a song's playing.
I was trying to do it too, actually.
I tell ya.
So it looks pretty smooth. You know what? Let's give it one more whip.
Okay, I like it.
There's nothing worse than lumpy mousse.
No lumpy mousse.
And now we're just going to fold in some whipped cream, and it's done.
Really? That's it?
Then we're going to put it in the fridge so it can get a little more solid before you actually eat it. Right now it'd be kind of warm, and
Yeah,
This wouldn't
not
be
that.
good.
So you
So we're
fold
just
in.
gonna
So the
put
whipped
this
cream's
in.
in the recipe, and then you put a little on top.
And then you put a
as
little
well.
on top, right? So put that in there.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so easy. I can make this and impress your friends. You always make great recipes that are easy, which I appreciate.
So now we don't want to do it too much because we don't want to
Okay.
make the whipped cream watery.
You pulse it.
And we're done.
Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to put
That's
that in the
what I'm saying.
fridge then. And I love that you just put this whole thing in the fridge and then you can serve out
And
of
you
it.
know what? We can take the lid off, so it'll be easier to put it in the fridge. There you go.
All right, so why cooking for you?
I just love being in the kitchen. There's something calming to me about being in the kitchen. And I love when everything I make is loved by my family. So
That's always
that helps.
good. So do you experiment a lot though?
I do. And there's been a lot of, oh, we're not eating this, let's have takeout.
Well, and you kind of have to do that. I was always so afraid, and now my poor boyfriend, I'm like, here, try this. And sometimes they're not do-overs, or there are do-overs because you don't want to make them again. They don't like it.
Right. Sometimes it's like, please don't ever put that combination together again. But then sometimes we'll put a couple of things together that you just wouldn't think would be good.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. So
Well, and that's where I think the true chef comes out, and people that are just willing to try it.
yeah.
Which is
absolutely.
great. All right, so that's in the fridge. It needs to chill. We're going to use this later.
We are.
Fun. Now I have halibut. So
Yes.
let's talk about the halibut ceviche.
So you can use any whitefish, but again, my picky family.
Yes.
Halibut is not a chewy, tough fish. When it sits in the marinade, it's kind of flaky and soft and easy to eat, so I can get more people in my family to eat it that way.
Well, I think a lot of people, being Greek, we ate a lot of calamari and a lot of octopus and stuff, and there are people that don't like the texture of a lot of things, and they won't eat it, no matter if it's, tastes like the best chocolate you've ever had. If it's a weird
Right.
texture, they won't eat it. So that's a good thing. And you can use other fish, though, too.
Absolutely. And you would want to use a whitefish.
Okay.
But you can use shrimp. You can, a lot of people make shrimp ceviche. You can do that as well. Shrimp takes a little bit longer to cook in the juice, so you just want to refrigerate it a little longer.
And you do the raw shrimp? Because I sometimes make shrimp ceviche with cooked shrimp, and it just doesn't get the flavors infused as much.
Yeah, it won't, because what happens, and I'm not a chemist, so I don't get it, but something about the citrus and the salt works into the fish and actually cooks it.
Yeah.
So it's actually not raw fish when it's done. It's actually cooked. It's just cooked by chemicals rather, or not chemicals.
But
science.
yeah, chemical process.
Science.
By science. That sounds so much better.
Chemicals sound kind of gross.
I know it does, but I know what you're talking about. So the ingredients for the ceviche, what do we have?
Super simple. So we're going to put lemon juice. Again,
Look at you. This is such, okay, I have to show. You know which one's lime and lemon because they almost look identical.
They do.
And you reusing the little, as we call them, jam jar.
Is that really? I always call them mason jars.
They are, but that's what my mother used to make jam out of. So
maybe
there's jam jars at our house.
Maybe because my mom never made jam.
That could be it. So both lemon and lime
Lemon
for
and
this
lime.
one.
And then if I can have the zester.
Look, this, talk about gadgets, that's a zester.
This is has become my favorite gadget in the world. I never realized how much I love lemon and lime zest until like the last 2 months.
Really?
And now I'm putting it in everything. Like I zest into my drinks.
Oh, it's funny, whether they're, regular drinks or cocktails, zesting, well, it's like a lemon twist. You put it in, it gives so much.
And there's oil in the skin. That's what brings out so much smell. And if your kitchen's ever not smelling great, if you just do a little bit of zest when you're standing in the kitchen, it'll make your whole kitchen smell wonderful.
Really? I thought you were going to say zest around the house.
No,
that would be like a weird Greek thing.
You could.
Zest around, have someone go with a vacuum after you, but.
So we're just going to put about half of the.
It is crazy because the lemon, not just the juice, but now I didn't smell that, but when you zest, and that is a good zester. Some of them are long and skinny, and for me, that's too awkward, but that one has a good handle and base.
This one has a safety that you can actually use if you're doing smaller things, because this will like grate cheese, and so
I know, it's all about the gadgets.
you don't want to waste any of that.
No.
So this is how simple it is. We're just going to put a little bit of salt and pepper, and it's ready to go in the fridge.
Okay, and look at how cute your salt and peppers are.
Okay, these were at a birthday party, and they were filled with M&Ms. They were the parting gift. And they were just so cute that I had to do this.
And I think especially you enjoy being in the kitchen so much. You want, cute or nice looking things. It just adds. It sounds silly, but it just adds to the whole experience. I put cute little salt and pepper shakers on my table the other day because I have the big ones. I'm like, that looks so much better, but this is a great idea.
They're cute, and it's easy to kind of pull in and pull what you want.
Just a little bit.
And so this is done. So what we're going to do, we'll give it a little, I'm going to use my knife to stir because I don't have a spoon.
So you just kind of combine the ingredients.
Yeah, and then put it in the fridge for 3 hours, but at about an hour and a half, you want to give it a stir again.
Okay.
Just to make sure that all of it soaks in the stuff. And it's real, the dish is shallow. The dish has to be glass or ceramic. If you put it in a plastic container, for some reason, the science doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't know. I'm just believing her because I believe her. 'Cause you always make great things and they always turn out. Well, you already brought one that has been marinating.
I did.
So I'm going to switch these out in the fridge. And again, how do you just come up with all your fun recipes besides just hit and miss with your family? Now that the kids are gone.
Well, now that the kids are gone, it's a little easier because it's not like if we miss a meal, it's not the end of the world.
It's not just with you and your hubby.
Right, right.
You can tell the texture's different. It's white.
Right.
I mean, really white. It's cooked.
Right. This is, we do have a spoon.
We do have a spoon. I just saw that.
So we're going to do that
Look
last,
at that.
though.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up some tomatoes, and we take the seeds out because the last thing you want with fish is that kind of slimy feel. And you know how sometimes tomato seeds kind of give that?
Yes.
So we're just using pieces of tomato, and you really just kind of have to give it a rough cut. It doesn't have to be.
One of my aunts, every time I make a salad, she goes, you have to take the seeds out of the tomatoes. I'm like, what?
But I like the seeds.
See, I do too. I think it adds more, and I can use less dressing, actually, if they're a little watery. But, yeah, she takes her seeds out of tomatoes for everything. Maybe it is the slimy texture she doesn't like.
See, I do.
I know. I'm like, I'm sorry, Auntie Poppy, but we're just going to use them. And tomatoes, of course, our farmer's market is so wonderful here.
They are. And there's nothing like vegetables from the farmer's market.
No, I've lived other places in Idaho and such, and let me tell you, the vegetables you get are not the same as when you go to Torrance Farmer's Market. You pick them up. Plus, it's so fun. You get to meet people and talk to people, and especially, what's really in season and different fruits and vegetables that I've seen, these huge things. I'm like, what is this?
Right.
You get educated at the same time.
I had something the other day that I've never had before, a gooseberry. Have you ever had a gooseberry?
I've heard, but I don't think I've ever had one.
I've never had one before, and it tastes like a cross between lemon and tomato.
Oh, I would like that. It's like a Greek salad.
Yeah, and they come where they're like wrapped in their own leaf, kind of, so you have to open it and eat what's inside.
Oh, that's so interesting. I love it.
It was just the most
gooseberry.
amazing. Yeah.
I saw some, like the star fruits are cool. And then I saw, I don't know what it was. It was seriously the size of a watermelon. It was some fruit. Oh, green onion is always good.
I love green onions.
I like them a little. I like them in ceviche and poke. It's funny. And sometimes garnished on a salad.
So are green onions like your green bell pepper to you? Because I know you don't like that a whole lot either.
No. They're not as bad. But yeah, the green bell peppers.
And because I would never make anything for you that didn't have some spice.
The jalapeno. Now the seeds in the jalapeno are what makes it really hot.
Correct. And so I should have left them in because I forgot it was you.
Okay. I swear I have
the one who eats chili paste by the spoon.
Oh, that's why I love having you on. You know me so well and my tastes, which I'm not too picky, but I do like a little bit of heat. Oh, I can smell those though. And remember, don't cut and put them on your fingers and itch your eye.
Yeah, don't touch your eyes.
Don't touch your eyes or really anything else. I've even touched my face at some point. It's like a little red spot.
I felt super bad one day because I actually cut some hot peppers, and then the next thing I did was went and fed my cat, and I didn't realize.
Your poor kitty cat.
And the poor cat's at the water just drinking and drinking. And I'm like, oh, I'm
like, no. And it's funny.
Super bad cat mom.
Because so many people think water, but it isn't it milk when you eat something hot?
So.
I think it is.
God, see, I could have been an even better cat mom if I had given him some
Given
milk,
her some
right?
That's so funny. And now a little regular parsley.
A little parsley. And if you don't have parsley, you don't need it. It doesn't add a whole lot of flavor to it, but I like to put something fresh, some herb that's fresh into anything I make because then you know it didn't come out of a can.
This is true. And parsley's easy.
And then the last thing we're going to put is avocado.
Okay, so I actually bought some gadget I've never used because there's a thing called avocado in the ER, avocado hands.
Yes.
Okay, and
Terrifies me every time I cut an avocado.
I know, so please be careful because I'm not going to do it because I'm always, see that?
And this one's not, it's going to be tough for me to
my God. See, everyone's like, use the spoon to get it out, and I never do.
But how do you,
So it's a little harder, but you take a spoon and you really wrench it in there, but everyone does it the other way. But there's a thing called avocado hands.
And we actually need a spoon. Do you think we can just make this one work?
Yes. And I love how you cut up the avocado right in there into chunks. Makes it easy.
Okay, but I'm kind of scared now to get this out because I'm afraid I'm going to cut my hand open and you guys will all laugh at me.
No, here. You know what?
Look,
There's
it's
a
loose.
teaspoon in there. Oh, there we go. I'm like,
couldn't give up.
I don't know first aid.
Really?
Probably not for that.
Me? You would just let me bleed
to
death?
No, I would call 911 and do what I can, do what they told me. But
well, I know that when I watch cooking shows on TV, a lot of the professional chefs do cut themselves when they're cooking. So yeah. I think it's just because they're not concentrating.
Well, you know me, I'm not a great chopper. Every time I do, John's like, honey, slow down, because everything's so fast for me, because I'm so hyper.
So there we go. And all we have left to do now is we're going to add a little bit of olive oil, because everything has to have olive oil.
Oh, yeah. See, I would eat just that, and then you add your protein, and
we're going to add a little bit of agave. And if you don't have agave, you can use honey, too.
Okay, I was going to say, if you don't, agave, it's been big for a while now.
I like that it stays clear forever. You know, honey, when it gets old, it gets kind of cloudy.
That's the only way I know how to.
And then we're going to put just a little bit more lime juice in here.
It's the only way I know how to throw out the honey bag. If it doesn't move, I must need a new one. Honey's made a big comeback, too.
Yeah. It's amazing all of the flavors at Farmer's Market that you can get the honey in.
It's crazy. Those bees are working extra overtime. Yeah, you can totally tell it's cooked. So don't think ceviche is raw, folks. Look at all the color, too. You always make things with a lot of color that are appealing to the eyes. So you actually take it off with a slotted spoon so you don't
Right, because you don't need
this.
any more of that. And that's why we added a little bit of lime juice.
So lime and lemon, and then a little more in here.
And we're all done. And
oh my
that's,
gosh.
I mean, you could put it in a pretty bowl. You can serve it in individual cups. Typically what we do is we'll put it in a big bowl and then just put chips around it, and everyone can just kind of dip in. And
is that where double dipping's okay?
It is, because it's family.
I didn't know it wasn't okay until a few years back, because my family always double dips.
Oh, we do as well.
Well, family's different for sure. When you're at a party, not so much, especially if it's like a first date. Don't do it.
I've been at parties where people have double dipped, and you're kind of looking like, okay,
like
so
big
I'm
time
done
double dip.
eating, right?
Thank you, I'm done.
The dip was really good, but no.
I know. Well, we're going to clean up, and when we come back, we're going to make a candied walnut. Love them. Spinach salad with strawberries.
Yeah.
Great to accompany all of this. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Community Cooking.
Hey, did you know that 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Go to theshelterpetproject.org and search your local shelters and rescues. Go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I'm Maria Prekachis, and I have my good friend and chef Debby Bernstein with us today. And the the lime mousse is chillin'. It's just chillin'.
Yeah, it's chillin'.
And then the halibut ceviche is also chillin'.
Yes.
So while that happens, spinach salad, candied walnuts. Let's talk.
It's the most simple salad you'll ever make, and it looks so pretty on the table.
Well, it has a lot of color. So go over just the ingredients.
So the candied walnuts, I made those in advance, but I'll tell you how I made them in a minute. We've got the strawberries that are going to go into the salad, the candied walnuts, obviously, and then we're going to make our own salad dressing with some olive oil, some agave, some balsamic vinegar, and a little bit of squeezed basil, which is my new best friend.
That and all that I would think no, but it's you. And we always talk how you're the gadget queen. Okay, I'm an egg slicer gal, and I only use it for egg slicing because they have to be perfect. I'm not perfect in anything else. I'm not OCD, but...
Do you want to be perfect in strawberry slices?
I mean, I never thought... I saw this and that, and I went, wait a minute.
I'm going to let you do it. Open it up.
So
Put strawberry standing up.
Standing up.
Standing up.
Okay.
And close it. Push.
I'm in love. That is awesome. Because I always... you know, do it the hard way.
Right, and you've got perfect strawberry slices. It's great for almost anything. I use it for mushrooms. I love slicing mushrooms with that.
Oh, I didn't think about that. No, I had to buy my sister one. She's like, it's called a knife, sweetheart. Use it on your eggs. I'm like, no, they have to be. Oh, this is awesome.
Well, and when you use an egg slicer, the yolk stays in the middle. When you use a knife, they kind of fall apart into pieces.
It's everywhere, but you want it standing up. That one,
right.
Oh, that is awesome. I get so excited when you bring in cool things. I mean, I have one, I just never used it. So talk about candied walnuts. I think burning, you know, brown sugar. How'd you make
Super
those?
easy. First of all, I use granulated sugar.
Okay.
Just plain white sugar. So sugar and butter and the walnuts all in the pan at the same time.
Sugar, butter, all this. Okay, and it's granulated, not brown.
Stir it around for about 3 to 5 minutes. You'll see they'll start to kind of turn a little golden brown. They're done. Pull them out, throw them on parchment paper. You can leave it all in a clump if you want like a big brick of walnuts.
No, not so
Or
much.
you can spread them out if you're going to put them on a salad or in a dessert or whatever, and just let them cool. It takes about 5-10 minutes, and you've got them.
That's it, because they're so pretty. Yours are actually more pretty than most. I'm just saying.
And when you buy them in the store already done, you pay a fortune.
Yeah.
And really, everyone has sugar in their house, and everyone has a tablespoon of butter. So it's just so easy to make them.
Amazing.
And we're going to give it a little bit of a rough chop because there's no way you're going to pick these up with your fork on a salad.
I just pick them out with my fingers. So did I do enough strawberries, or should I do more?
You could do a couple more.
Okay.
You might as well use
Huge strawberries from the farmer's market. Holy. This is my new favorite thing. I'm going to buy strawberries and eat them just like this for fun. Or maybe make them in a spinach salad.
Someone told me that if you put strawberries in a really low oven for a long period of time, that they get super sweet and they're almost like candy.
Makes sense. Look at those beautiful slices. Look, I sliced something that came out beautifully.
So we decided we don't like big.
No,
We'll just give
I
it
like
a little
bite size in my salad. I don't want to have to cut it because it's the first thing usually. So,
We'll just give it a
and then
little
fresh
rough.
spinach, of course.
Fresh spinach. And spinach is the only thing that I buy packaged because you just can't get it clean.
Yeah, I was going to say, they clean it for you, which is a good thing. And it's so good for you.
I don't like any other packaged lettuce, but
Spinach, and it
I
comes
do.
dry, and then you have to, if you wash it yourself, you have to dry it. I'm with you on that.
so, I mean, as simple as it is, we're just going to layer some of the ingredients. Why don't you put a few of your strawberries?
Okay. And then homemade dressing, so much better for you.
It is. Doesn't and you can control if you don't want to put salt in it. You don't have to. If, you know, whatever you want to do. So we'll take turns layering.
We'll take turns. I love it. Teamwork.
And I'm going to start the dressing while you do that.
Okay.
So it's so easy. So we're just going to put a little bit of olive oil. And I do my dressing in a mason jar because then we can shake it up, use it, and whatever's left over can just pop it in the fridge.
Yeah.
And it's ready for next time. And some balsamic vinegar.
Okay, you know what I discovered? Raspberry balsamic vinegar. You need nothing else. It was, I can't remember, I was on a set somewhere and they had it. And I was like, raspberry? I mean, because it's sweet.
Right.
But it was good. I love balsamic anything, so now I have another one. Now I have a 5th balsamic vinegar in my kitchen.
My daughter took me to a place for Mother's Day that had probably 20 different flavors of balsamic vinegar, and so peach became my favorite.
Oh, I haven't tried peach.
And then we're going to just put some of the
So the basil. So balsamic, olive oil, and what was the thing?
agave.
Agave, that's
Remember
right.
my new favorite thing.
Yes. And then
And then we're just
basil.
going to squeeze a little bit of basil because it goes great with strawberries.
I would never see. You always teach me things I would never think of.
And then we're going to just put some salt and pepper. And again, if you want to make it healthier, you don't have to put salt.
Yeah. I like a little salt, and if you're good, it won't kill you.
No.
I actually went to the doctor. My doctor said, pick up the salt shaker. I drink a lot of water. She said, please do. And then you do the little shake, shake, shake dance.
You do.
Yeah, the mason jars are great. You can reuse them a million times. Put them in the dishwasher.
Oh,
They
yeah.
become really clean.
And then we've got our dressing. We're ready to go.
Squeeze
And what
it
I'll
with
usually
basil.
do is just leave it on the side. You don't want to dress it until you're ready to eat it.
Okay.
You don't want it soggy, especially with the nuts. But that's simple.
So simple. All right, well, I do want to eat it, but not quite yet. We're going to clean up. We're going to dress the salad and taste everything when we get back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Community Cooking.
Hi, I'm Hunter Hayes. I know myself and I know my buzz warning signs. There's no reason to take any risks that aren't necessary. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
welcome back to Community Cooking. All right, Debbie, it all looks so good, and it was so easy because I did nothing. I sliced strawberries with an egg slicer.
But perfect strawberries.
So you just put some of the dressing on the salad, and here's the biggest thing. I'm handing you over the tongs because I am not worthy to mix it, but I learned that from my brother who has a burger joint. Tongs are your friend with the salad.
Yes.
I love it. So while you do that, I'm going to dig into the halibut ceviche. Look, this is how you double dip. You do it in half, cut it in half before you dip.
I'm going to make sure I got you walnuts.
Oh my word. Just so you all know, it does not taste fishy. The citrus totally cooked it. And the spices you put in it, just a little bit of oh my word. Yum. Of course. Of course. She's like, yeah, I know it's yummy. Hello.
Well, I noticed that you're kind of hogging it all on that side of the table.
I know. That's so rude.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
All right. Well, because I'm taking that home with me. All right. So I want a candied walnut, one of my perfectly done strawberries. And thank you for shredding up the spinach because I'm still going to make a mess. The basil is my new best friend.
Right?
I would never think basil with vinegar and oil. And that little bit of agave sweetens it up. Oh my gosh.
It makes it kind of strawberry worthy.
That is so good. And the candied walnuts, well, let's just go there. I'm taking those spare ones home too. The lime mousse. Look, and you garnish it with a little bit of lime.
And lime zest, my favorite.
You are the zester girl. I'm even getting a raspberry in there. Okay, it's so light and so delicious, but it's not overly like you don't feel like you're biting into a lime.
Right. It's kind of like cheesecake, but no crust.
Totally. I'm taking another one.
Wait, I thought it one bite day.
That is two to finish the whole thing. Sorry, y'all. You're not getting any. So colorful, so easy, and pretty healthy. A little bit of cream cheese in here, but it is dessert.
But in this, you could use a fat-free cream cheese.
Okay, you could.
You could.
The
It won't
texture
be
would
as
hold up.
creamy.
Okay. I mean, seriously, and then with the raspberries, look, I'm going for bite 3, don't tell. No, that is so, you have your protein, you have your salad. Again, the candied walnuts. I wrote down the recipe during break. It was awesome.
And everything you can make ahead. So you literally could make this entire meal, go get dressed, have a glass of wine, wait for your guests to show up.
She never brings the wine. But we still love having you here.
I did bring wine last time.
You did. We just went into the recipe. Thank you so much. It's always so fun, and your meals are always so fabulous when you come.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. I really do hope you all try this at home. You won't regret it. On behalf of Debbie, myself, and the entire crew, thanks for watching. And remember, we really do have some of the best chefs right here in our community. We'll see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.